Hi team, welcome back to our Introduction to European History Anchor Fact series of printables and mini lessons. Our topic today is the transformation of medieval Europe into modern Europe. Our topic is the French Revolution and Napoleon. Both of them together. At Knowable World, we call this a tandem anchor fact. A tandem bicycle is one with two riders. A tandem anchor fact is a combination of two anchor facts that must be thought of together. The French Revolution led directly to Napoleon. Napoleon changed the meaning of the French Revolution. You can't have one without the other. So let's begin with the French Revolution of 1789 to 99. Just like America, before the American Revolution, France had a monarchy. Only it was much worse. The French monarchy was so powerful that it bankrupted the country. The French king Louis XIV had built the greatest palace in history at Versailles, but he had to tax his people nearly to death to do it. By the time Louis XVI came to power, there was no money left, even though the king was begging for it. In the king's own tennis court, a great declaration was made by the leaders of France who had been invited by him to help. They said instead that they wanted a new form of government. The king called in the army and the people panicked. The storming of the Bastille prison in the center of Paris by desperate Parisians triggered the violent revolution. King Louis was forced to accept a new government, which issued the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. With the future of France out of his control, the king ran for his life, but was captured. France was declared a republic, and its European neighbors invaded. Events spiraled out of control. When the king himself was executed using the guillotine, the reign of terror of revolutionary leader Robespierre began. So many loyal Frenchmen lost their lives that eventually the people turned on Robespierre and killed him. France was running out of leaders. Only the great general Napoleon could take the reins. He led an army over the Alps into Italy and showed his great leadership ability. With chaos enveloping Paris, he took charge. At first, it seemed like he might honor the revolution. First, he took the title First Consul, which, for those of you who have studied Roman history with us will know, is a title from ancient Rome. But what he truly wanted to be was emperor. And unlike Julius Caesar, he did it. Napoleon crowned himself emperor of the French and set out to conquer Europe. That he did too. He even marched his army all the way to Moscow, the capital of Russia, because Russia was part of Europe now, and he intended to rule it all. But things turned badly for him. The Russians had used what are called scorched earth tactics. They had burned their own crops and even were burning the city of Moscow. This would prevent Napoleon and his army from gaining any advantage to being in Russia. There was simply nothing for him to rule. Russia, of course, is also a very big country, so the people had retreated out of reach. As he retreated from Moscow in the freezing cold of the Russian winter, his troops froze and starved to death as the Russians and other Europeans began to fight back. It's amazing that Napoleon was able to continue as long as he did, and there are details to the story that we can't cover here. But he was defeated once and for all at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Because of Napoleon, the French Revolution failed. France was forced to accept a monarchy again. Well, of course, he had been a monarch himself. Also because of Napoleon, Germany wanted revenge, and as we'll see in the next lesson, they got it. Because of Napoleon, the nations of Europe continued to see each other as enemies and moved closer and closer to the world wars. The goal of the French Revolution was to create a republic like America. But in the short term, the result was a total failure. In the end, the result was the rise of European socialism. Socialism is a crucial history vocabulary word, and we'll have more to say about it in coming lessons. See you soon.